Let's see, I did God, angry Old Testament God that killed children. Allah.
The same one.
Yeah.
Quit talking to the ceiling, Chrissy. We have a show to do.
The one God that gives people planets.
What? Oh wait, this is Jehovah's Witnesses, isn't it?
No, Mormons.
The Mormons also get their own planet.
Mormons also get planets?
How do I know this and you don't?
Together, Max.
Don't the Jehovah's Witnesses also get planets?
No.
I think Jehovah's Witnesses just don't get birthdays.
No, I'm pretty sure they get planets. We should check this out, but after the show. Hello and welcome everybody to A&Y and Keyframe Wonder About Random Drivel. And I didn't even do too horrible of this thing. Why are you face palming? Most of the time, I completely accept and acknowledge the opening facepalm because I did something really stupid. Today, I relatively behaved. Anyways.
Great thing about two screens, hon. You're over here, and the people are here. Yes. So I don't have to look at you. I could even block you with a cup with this wine bottle I have on my table.
I mean, this is kind of mean towards Chris.
Oh no!
Oh no! What did you do?
The glass of the wine bottle that see-through is right where the hat starts.
So
I can't block you.
It blocks you.
You really don't like hats, do you? Anyways, it's not just me and Keyframe. We have a guest, believe it or not. What a new amazing thing to have on this show. And not just that, it's a guest we had before, but yet I am still pretending to not know and ask my guest, hello... Oh, shit. Aficionados, Chris. Aficionados, Chris.
He did it. Yeah.
I did not secretly train with him before Keyframe arrived in this call or anything. No. I totally remembered this name.
He was just sitting there typing to himself. Let's see, Aficionados.
Aficionados.
You've had me on 3 times and you still can't get this right.
I mean,
I know. You pay me and you still can't get this right.
I mean, I know the name, just not the pronunciation. It's halfway there. But yeah, nevertheless, for those plebs out there who dared to miss your previous appearances on this show or erased it from their minds or whatever, please tell us, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
Well, hey, there I am. I run a YouTube channel and technically also a website, which is what you have pulled up. I review physical media, movies and shows that you can hold in your hand, not watch on a streaming service.
I don't understand the concept, but it sounds very interesting.
You don't own a single DVD?
No, I do.
No, he does.
I haven't. Here's the thing. I have a few in my cupboard over there, like trophies. Then I have an entire moving box in the basement full with DVDs. But, well, in the basement probably tells you where we are at this.
Didn't we have to look through that basement once to find...
Sorry, not both.
Didn't we have to look through that basement to find the copy of Euro Trip that we watched on St. Patrick's Day?
Yes.
What's worse, that he had a fucking box full of DVDs in the basement, or that he owned a copy of Euro Trip?
No, Euro Trip.
Hey, don't you insult that classic.
Also,
Euro Trip is better than any American Pie movie.
I'm pretty sure I said this on this show multiple times, but apparently not to Chris. So, Chris, this movie, when you watch the producer's documentary audio commentary, the producer's commentary, they come together during the opening credits, explain a drinking game they invented for their own movie, and play it throughout the commentary. To play along, it's amazing.
I've explained this drinking game to him. He still holds the same opinion about Eurotrip. In fact, I think this solidifies his opinion on Eurotrip. But anyways, Chris, you review physical media.
I do. Chrissy helps.
Wrong direction.
I do script doctoring.
She makes sure I don't sound dumb, kind of like what she does for you, Max.
Nah, with varying effect. I guess she brings her A game to your videos. With mine, it's like, When he doesn't sound too foreign, this is all we can do. With his accent,
are you
English.
implying that Christy has favoritism towards whose content she makes better?
No, the thing is, yours is something that can be made to sound smarter. What I edit for him is his opinions.
Yeah, and
you can't fix something that is just meant to be.
It's true.
And I mean, it's like you at least speak the language, so
the most we do is just like reword sentences or think of better synonyms. While you're just a train wreck already. It's just minimizing the damage.
But then again, I mean, at this point, I would say that my most prominent out there appearance on the internet in recent history, besides CO2 Analysis Anarchy, was in your recent video. So I cameoed in one of his video for one line.
The Invader's in one that's right here.
Yeah, which was probably my biggest appearance or my most viewed appearance on the internet in recent history. Definitely including this show.
Where you just say, and now a side-by-side comparison in German. Because the Blu-ray's from Germany, and I think it was Christy who suggested, just get Max to say something in German. I'm like, all right. We'll have
sure.
Because we needed to pad out the video to reach 10 minutes, so...
I mean, the thing that he was introducing is something that's really fucking stupid with a Blu-ray release looking worse than a DVD release with, like, upping the contrast of colors and stuff.
But blame his country.
But Chris, what has been going on in your life? What has been the adventures of Aficionados recently?
Still making the videos when I can. Right now, working on the recently released, I'll pull it out actually, the Sonic the Hedgehog film came out this week on 4K, Blu-ray, yada yada, all that good stuff. I recorded some of it last night. Christy was actually there for that. And some of the live stuff will be filmed either today or tomorrow. So hopefully it'll be out this week. So
you have 2 copies of it, don't you?
I do, actually. Yes, I have 2 copies of the movie. There's a reason.
Do you need somebody to say that you review them side by side?
No.
I need the exposure!
No. The reason being is that I'm impatient. So my sister ended up coming over, during all this COVID stuff. She comes down every month to do the grocery shopping. And so she comes down Tuesday, the day of the release of the film, and I'm looking at Amazon where I pre-ordered it, and it said it wasn't even going to ship until Thursday. So I was like, I'm not waiting till Thursday to get this movie when it's already in a store right now and can be purchased. I just can't walk to it. So I said, you know what, here, take my card. Go pick up a copy. I'm going to go cancel my order. So she goes, she does that, gets me a copy. I go to Amazon, go to cancel the order, and Amazon's like, oh, we can't guarantee we can cancel this item. I'm thinking, why not? It hasn't shipped yet. Yeah, but it's being prepared for shipment. But it's not shipped. Just don't put it on the truck. Wow. You know what? That copy that you packaged, send it somewhere else, because I'm sure there's someone else who probably needs it. It's the Sonic movie. But they were like, no. And they sent it anyway, and I got it that Thursday. So I was like, well, fuck. Now I have 2 copies. What do I do? And then I decided, you know what? I'm fairly generous. It's an awful time right now. I'm going to give a copy away on social media. So right now, if you go to my Twitter, that's the only plug I'll do. If you go to my Twitter, there's a pinned tweet for a contest. You can win a copy of this movie because I really just want to give that away. I don't know why we're laughing. Yes, there it is. And here's the stipulation in this. Do
you ship internationally? What do I have to do?
No, that was the stipulation. It's only U.S. and Canada.
Only U.S. and Canada, and you must be 18 or older. That's a legality because I can't.
Damn it, I failed on 2 of those.
In good conscience, get someone's address for someone who's under the age of 18. I don't like that.
Wait, physical age or mental age?
But no, the thing I was laughing about is that I applied for this contest, not because I particularly need the Sonic the Hedgehog 4K Blu-ray, but if I have it, someone else doesn't.
You're just a monster, you know that?
I think I said in a call when he was making it so anyone can apply for this giveaway. Oh yeah, anyone can. can I buy it and like cover the discs in mustard or something and put it on Twitter? And when people get into his Discord, because joining the Discord is like an entry, I just type in the general chat, "You're not winning this Blu-ray."
She's absolutely evil. And the thing is, because yes, the only thing you need to do to enter, and it was like I could. This is where it gets into loophole territory, because I know you guys post these on YouTube after the fact. But here's the thing. Because one of the entries is, I would rather that people support my content, obviously. So it's one of those things where each thing you do gets you an entry. So like, you follow me on Twitter, you get 1 entry. You subscribe to my YouTube channel, you get 2. You join a Discord, you get 3. So you have up to 6 entries that you can possibly get to, basically get in the raffle. The problem is, YouTube no longer likes these kinds of things where they're like, oh, you have to subscribe to a channel, even though that's supporting a creator's content, because you're promoting, something like a charitable thing in a sense. It's I'm giving away a $30 item for free because I just was like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with sending it back and getting my money back. I'll just give it to someone who probably would want it, because again, people could use the entertainment right now. But they say like, oh no, you can't put this in the YouTube description. I go, only the YouTube description, huh? Well, that sounds it. I just won't promote it on YouTube. I'll put it everywhere else. And even here, it's the thing. I can't put a link to the giveaway in a video description. But there's no such rule that says I can't tell you to go to my Twitter where said giveaway is, and you can enter it that way. So take
that's
that,
some
YouTube.
40 chess you're playing right there.
You know what?
Exactly.
You know what? Top link in the description down below, and the link section will be to the giveaway tweet. Fuck YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was ridiculous. It's like, oh, it's to prevent a fake content support or something like that. I go, what do you mean fake? How are
all
you
those
supposed
Amazon
to
gift card
promote?
giveaways and stuff that they
Well,
used to have?
that I understand, because it's like, well, you could be conning money or people. I'm not conning anyone. I'm literally just trying to be a generous person by saying, hey, I have a second copy. You can have it. Just, here's a couple stipulations. Follow me on Twitter. Support my content. Come chat with me in Discord. Pretty reasonable stuff for like, here, take it. But, according to YouTube, they're being extra cautious of like scams and stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm not scamming anyone. You have it on record right here. I'm giving this thing away. It'll be sent to a lucky person. You have my word on that. There will be a decided winner, and hopefully not Chrissy, because that's not going to home.
It is going to go to a very, very, very abusive household. So please, everyone, put in an entry to spite me. See, this is how...
Now we come around, yes.
Stick it to Chrissy.
My is Zuko. Evil that's actually good. It just looks bad.
Yeah. And for those watching live, just go, the name is Aficionado Chris. So it's basically my name without the S, because Twitter has limits on characters. So I was like, you know what, I'll get rid of one of the S's and just be Aficionado Chris on Twitter. Go there. It's a pinned tweet. You can enter right now. It's very, very easy. And best of luck to you. There's like, I think almost 8 days left. It ends June 1st. So whenever this goes up, it could be over anyway. So who knows?
Oh, no. This podcast goes up tomorrow if Max remembers to upload
yes,
it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, last week I had it edited, uploaded, and everything ready on Monday afternoon. I just forgot to click the release button in the evening.
We were too busy with getting more and more aggravated at the adventures of trying to get Scoob to fucking work. That was many attempts. See, usually this is when the German would go, because I usually go last to go into the media.
Yes.
I'm gonna stall because I want him to suffer with that hat on more. Then again, it's not his hat.
It's true.
And I don't want to be mean to Denim. Okay, you go next. It's not for you. I don't need to hear an earful from Denim about a sweaty hat. So go. Just do it.
Who says this isn't my head?
Down in the chat earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I picked the best time to join these podcasts.
I guess so. But yeah, so the thing is that even with restrictions in Germany getting lifted a little bit, in theory, I could go to a hairdresser. However, the thing is that, Denim actually passed by one. The other, no, not money, but Denim passed by another one. And it was like, you see the hairstylist with mask and everything. You see the visitor with a mask and everything. It's like, for whom would I do it? Ask the person with 2 weekly podcasts with a video. I should have asked this myself before I made a decision to be like, you know what? We should do a hair day. So first of all, you might see that my hobo beard.
That's good.
It was like, hey, I mean, I have this hair clipper, which we also used on denim sides, and for the beard, and it was like, yeah, sure, to put it on the highest level, and do it, and we just see how it turns out, and well.
Okay, you're not bald. I'm so happy you're not bald.
No, we put the clipper on the highest level, so.
Oh, there is a God.
Your whole frustration and impending mood was whether or not this fucker was bald.
Listen, buddy, I have to hear Brett talk about worrying about having a bald spot on his head, and then I have to hear
have
this
a bald spot.
My time, not yours. And then I have to hear him constantly talk about the white hairs in his beard.
They are real. They are real. They were even going down here before I cut it off.
I'm just happy. One of them doesn't become a visualization. Anyways, continue on.
I'll just add to that. Not a single bald spot.
Look, man, we're Italians. We just have thick, dark-ass guinea hair that will never go gray, and when we do, we will look silver and nice, and we won't look old because Italians don't age.
The problem is because you and me both have the same problem. We're Italian mostly, but there's some Irish in there, and the Irish go white. You and I, we're going to be silver foxes.
Dude. Because of certain things, I am renouncing all Irish inside of me. For all anyone knows, I am just an Italian that never went outside. But anyway, this was Max's week.
Exactly. So yeah, we actually planned this already for last weekend, but boy, was this weekend over quickly. So this weekend yesterday we were like, okay, it's still relatively early in the afternoon. We already got the grocery shopping done. We now do it, and so we did a big session, a big shaving session. We had like hands full of hairs that came from.
I should find Kichi's photo because I have a haircutting story for my week too.
See, but yeah. Besides that, this is also our first week of getting HelloFresh delivery, which actually. So this is self-cooked. So we got the raw ingredients. The bun we got as a whole thing, but we got the potatoes as whole potatoes. So we needed to cut them and whatnot. The meat in here. So we got ingredients as you could buy them yourself in the supermarket, but we got them in the right weight and delivered to the house and with a recipe. And so this was our first dish. Then, which was a chicken burger. Then our second dish, we only, in hindsight, realized that we had both times potatoes in it, which is actually, what do you call it, a schnitzel with breading and everything, which we breaded ourselves. I haven't done this since my culinary apprenticeship.
Oh, wait, HelloFresh is
They deliver.
I remember.
Yeah, they deliver you.
I know. Philip DeFranco's wife used to, when she did YouTube, would talk about it all the time. So
I mean, it's like a Blue Apron, but different, and apparently origined Berlin, Germany. It's the awkward.
You completely stayed that way.
Look, hey, think about it. We could be the 3 ghosts of COVID's past, COVID's present, and COVID's future. I'm already wearing all black and look depressing. Back when you could get haircuts, being in self-isolation and doing nothing. Death.
I think we're reversed.
Oh yeah, you are now reversed for some reason.
Oh, am I on top?
You're on top left when you should be on top right, and vice versa.
That is very weird.
I don't like this. This is not.
I don't
like cheese.
I don't even know what to do.
I have my dynamics.
I have an idea. Turn off your camera and turn it back on, Chrissy. Maybe that puts you in a different position. Yeah, it fixed it. It actually did fix it. Talking about fixing
it. Why would that fix it?
Because have you tried turning it on and off again? It fixes everything.
Just go live.
Why do you look? You look like Jimmy.
We are live. We are already live.
Wonderful life.
We are already live.
Anyways,
again.
you were talking about HelloFresh. I said HelloFresh sounds like a German startup, and then everything died.
Yeah. But yeah. So that was a thing that happened this week. It's like nice to cook something proper, to get ingredients, and it's also tasty. We did not screw it up to the point where it wasn't tasty anymore.
And Persona, I'm guessing, is another thing.
I played a lot of Persona this week, especially since it was a long weekend with Thursday and Friday off for me. So I'm now in the third palace. But yeah, I'm still not at the point where I can make it my media because it's a long game.
It's a long game.
But something proper also happened. So long ago, in the year of 2019, when children were still allowed to play outside but didn't anyways and stayed at home playing computer games as they do today as well. In the October, Fine. Baka! We started quite a while ago Call of Cthulhu group for the Let's Play. Not for the Let's Play, for the not the video game. Not the video game. Call of Cthulhu, the pen and paper. And we didn't even get very far back then. We played the scenario that comes with the box, with Denim as the keeper, as he is called, or as they are called in this particular pen and paper. And back then with all the get up, and we started late, and it got late for the Europeans in the group because we played like Kichi, British Ninja, Emerald Comet, me, and Denim as the keeper. Started playing, didn't get very far, didn't even made it out of the starting town, and so we forever want to continue our party, and we finally managed this Friday, after a lot back and forth. You would think that after 2 months of lockdown it would be easier to get the 5 of us together, plus Irish John, who also joined us. And we finally finished it. Believe it or not, without spoilers, I mean, it's a Lovecraftian game, so there is something spoopy, and this is not your D&D where the adventurers necessarily come out of it and survive. It's more likely that at least some of the party die in a campaign. But no, we actually got super lucky. We all realized we are watching too many horror movies because we were far too cautious. We didn't fall for any of the obvious traps and didn't do any of the dumb things that people usually do in those horror scenarios. And yeah, we all survived, which was weird enough. My personal highlight was British Ninja, who played Mr. Rogers, and he basically talked like Mr. Rogers the entire time.
Are you referring to this Mr.
Yes,
Rogers?
he talked like this Mr. Rogers
Don't do him dirty like that.
No, he did it in a loving way, and he did.
Sure
No, really. He's not a big thing here in Germany, so I didn't grow up with Mr. Rogers, but I heard enough of him, and it's like hearing him being like Mr. Rogers talking about Cthulhu, Lovecraftian shit and whatnot. That was a thing that happened. I guess at this point we are reaching now the point where I have to stall for Keyframe to return and talk about her week. What can
Everyone, check your pulses to make sure you're still here.
Exactly. What can I basically say about this? So, Call of Cthulhu is probably a bit more different from Dungeons & Dragons and many other roleplay games that are leaning very close into the adventure direction. I dare to say that even a Shadowrun or something is closer to D&D than Call of Cthulhu. So,
thank God.
Oh, exactly. Oh, thank God. So maybe one thing that I can offer, if you are in any way curious and don't want to hear to me ramble about it, I will link Critical Role's one-shot to a Call of Cthulhu game. So you get an idea of the rules, the setup, and then you can decide what you think of it for yourself. And with this, wrong direction, pass on the week to you.
At least I'm learning where to I have that picture of us at Benihana. I should just put it on the floor as like a little marker to be like, this is where I glare.
The mock photo of him as the dogs. Put it on the floor and just like, bad, Max. Bad.
But I mean,
not on the cart.
The thing that's really sad is that every episode I start with ANY and Keyframe. Is my camera mirrored?
How many episodes has it taken for you to realize that?
No. Is it mirrored since the restart? That's what I'm wondering. If
Point left. Oh.
Point. Use all fingers.
That's the Disneyland way of doing it.
Exactly.
No, wait, what's the line from Scoob? That's a wave, and you know it. When I quadruple finger point at you, that's just a wave.
Buddy, you're weak.
Hi guys.
Yeah. Tell us about your week.
So like Max, I had a hair adventure. I put an image in the chat.
Hair
as people wait before you put it up.
Okay. I didn't share anymore.
I have stated many of times on this show and in public and to my friends, much to all of their chargins, I have really thick hair. No one believes how thick my hair is unless I tell them to pull it. You know how awkward that interaction is to tell people to pull my hair, because usually this conversation happens in public. But so I haven't been able to get a haircut since before my birthday, so late February. So things were starting to grow here in the department. So I was snapping and I was like, Taylor, grab your sewing scissors. You're cutting my hair. And she did a pretty decent job, actually, because this is a job usually done with clippers. And so she did it with scissors. Look out, and people realize that, I have a small little pixie cut. Here's just that. Now you can put up the picture. That makes it look so much worse.
Why doesn't it zoom out? It doesn't zoom out anymore. What happened?
I hate that it looks like there's blood in it because of the red dye. I know it's just the red dye.
I'm just saying.
It's without the context.
This thing was as big as my fucking face. It was larger than my hand. Well, okay, my hands are not a good reference. I have small hands. But, it was so big and heavy. Taylor was cutting it and just was like, this came off of your head. How do you have this much? She was saying that cutting my hair was like cutting into fabric, like wool. I don't lie when I say these things. People just don't believe me. And I literally felt a weight lifted off my, not shoulders, because Lord knows I haven't let my hair get that long since 2017. We ain't living that life anymore. Because that was awful. But, it was just so much hair and it was heavy. And let me tell you, Nothing is more of a trust exercise than letting someone near your ears with sewing scissors. Those things are fucking sharp. These aren't your... What? What's worse? What's worse? No, I trust clippers more than I trust sewing scissors. Clippers can basically just scrape a fat cut of a pair of scissors and you're Mike Tysoning your ear off. Like, no.
I just needed an excuse to pull out the razor again.
You could have talked about the thing you were actually using your razor for during your week.
Well, then I would.
You squandered that opportunity.
Not really. No. It'll come back.
Besides that, I had the fun adventure of realizing, it's something that people also stockpiled bought during this whole quarantine fiasco. Printers. You can't find a printer around here that isn't worth less than $170. Ha! I just want to print out shipping labels.
This could be like a post-apocalyptic novel where you barter with I'll trade you 2 cases of toilet paper for your 1 printer.
I will trade you this much hair. And then, besides that, it's been a lot of designing stuff. I'm working with My Little Ties on these diamond dog tags. I don't have full pictures of them because I want to have some sense of surprise.
I have seen the drawings. They look nice.
Yes. He should be doing test etchings today, which I'm excited for. But besides that, I've been watching Netflix, to stave off the insanity. Which is really ironic given the show I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
In a second.
I
lost. Yes, I know. And because my computer went bye-bye in the meantime, stuff got lost.
Yeah. There's your media.
Covered by the live sign. Next season, we need to think about the formatting of this and how it blocks things on the viewer. No, yes, I watched Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is about time because apparently this was one of the first original comedies Netflix greenlit back in the day.
Yes, unless you count Black.
Well, yeah, but they herald this as the first streaming comedy because this was. But yeah, this is a 4-season show on Netflix, and it also came out with... The whole reason I wanted to watch this is because Netflix earlier this month came out with an interactive special that involves Daniel Radcliffe. And I was like, Daniel Radcliffe? Nice! But I need to know why he's there. So I watched the entirety of Kimmy Schmidt. And I think I scared Chris every time that I said, oh, I'm done with season 1. Oh, I'm done with season 2. I'm done with It's been 1 day each time. You finished this whole show in 4 days. Did you not watch anything else? Yes. This is my life. I will binge watch. If I'm of my own devices, I will just watch one show 24 hours a day until I get done.
Yeah, Dragon Prince also didn't take you long.
No, it did not. Dragon Prince took me 2 days. But
very short seasons.
Yeah, Kimmy Schmidt is also 13 episodes this season. But what is this show about?
Binge.
It is an easy binge. It's very digestible. But Kimmy Schmidt is about this girl named Kimmy who was kidnapped and put into a bunker for 15 years.
Oops.
And then the feds bring her out, and instead of staying in Durnsburg, Indiana to be a mole woman, she tries to make a life for herself in New York, where she meets a crazy landlord named Lillian and a gay black man named Titus. I'm not generalizing. His whole brand is gay black man who failed his audition for The Lion King and is just a lazy ass. And this show, I didn't think I would like it because I don't watch a lot of live action stuff. I'm very stereotypical cartoonist. I watch true crime documentaries and cartoons.
Is that a stereotype of cartoons that they only watch true crime stories and cartoons?
I mean, ask anyone else. Fucking Maid watches fucking
Forensic Files.
Forensic Files and Gurren Lagann. That's it. But no, but this show is so charming. And I thought it would be a very much break the cutie kind of show where, you know, they would constantly try to break down Kimmy to make her more jaded and all this stuff. But no, she's generally a good influence on everyone around her and tries to better their lives. It's not just oh, the world completely sucks kind of thing. It's a very much the world can suck, but you can still make it through. And it's fucking hilarious. I'm shocked knowing that since this was very early in streaming shows, how many fucking guest stars they got on this show. Because I think I went into a call into the call in Chris's server, and I was like, Chris, Jeff Goldblum just appeared. And I would just different stars just keep popping up, and I'm like, how do you keep getting these people? And
because Tina Fey produced it.
That's true. It goes into who is this show for? If you like 30 Rock humor, you'll like this show because it's Tina Fey. There is a Tina Fey type humor. Tina Fey is also a recurring character in this show as a therapist who is a night drunk, and she is fucking hilarious. But it's very much a show set in New York. There's a lot of Broadway stuff. It's very irreverent. If you like shows that are grounded in reality, I mean, you heard what the pitch of this show is. Also, John Hamm is the person who put her in a bunker for 15 years, and I am now convinced John Hamm is just naturally a crazy person.
Oh, yeah.
He plays like this. Yes, he plays this super charismatic reverend who didn't even read the Bible and is basically the smartest of a short bus. And he's so fucking funny. He has no right to be as funny as he is in this show.
When I think of John Hamm, I always think of him in his appearance on Billy on the Street, where Billy Eichner's taking him. You know the thing he does, he's just running into random people and asking them questions.
Yeah.
And he brings John Hamm with him, and it's like one of those, like, you know, for $1, will you date John Hamm? And then one of the women says, no, not really. And then John Hamm goes, what about 2008 John Hamm? Would you date him for $1?
They actually have a fucking joke like that with Kimmy, where someone walks up to her being like, do you think Susan Sarandon is a good actress or is she just tall? And she fucking punches him in the gut because, you know, she actually has triggers from being, because a lot of the series goes into her accepting her past, because she's very much a pretend like none of this happened to me kind of person. It's such a good show. I can't recommend it enough. The interactive special will not make sense unless you watch this show, because then you'll ask, why is there a talking backpack? Why is Kimmy chasing John Hamm in West Virginia? It won't make sense unless how did Kimmy meet a prince who's 12th in line for the throne, which is what Daniel Radcliffe is. You won't know unless you watch the show. I will say a little warning, seasons 3 and 2 kind of get into the Trump administration and Me Too, because that was the topics at the time, so they do touch upon it, not in a serious way. I think Titus has, like, the gay black guy has this whole thing about being assaulted by a Muppet, and has to say his story. But I really recommend this show. If you like irreverent comedy, you'll really like this show. And if it did anything, it did an alternate universe sliding doors-esque episode well. That's not usually a good thing to do. A lot of shows can't do what-if episodes really well. But yeah, go watch Kimmy Schmidt. It's completely done now. And you can work for Daniel Radcliffe. Your reward is possibly making out with Daniel Radcliffe.
Now we are talking.
But okay.
He's a cool dude.
But yeah, I mean, and then when you're done, you can watch Swiss Army Man, which is also on Netflix.
You should do that anyway.
I believe not on German Netflix, because I am pretty sure I would have spotted it.
The Germans don't deserve it.
It's true.
The Germans got Homeward Bound before America did on Disney Plus, so they get their pluses and we get ours. Ours is just Daniel Radcliffe. But yeah, that's my media. The guest. Why don't you talk?
Oh. Well, there it is. How come you had that prepared, but you didn't have Chrissy's prepared?
I had Chrissy's prepared. I just needed to find the.
You only have to deal with this for 1 hour. I have to deal with this every.
Well, okay, hold on. No, because I'm contracted by this man. I don't have to deal with this only 1 hour.
Well, when was the last script he sent you? There's your answer.
Oh, I don't know. Yes,
anyway, talk about Sonic.
This week, no surprise to anyone, I watched the Sonic movie. The difference being, I've already seen this movie many times. I saw it 3 times in theaters, and bought it when it first went to digital, watched it a couple times then, and then obviously repurchased it when it went to physical. But this week, it was actually different because I finally, while I was setting up my speakers, I called the old man in to be like, let's figure this out because it's a Dolby Atmos and yada yada. And then finally, once we had it all figured out, I said, what? Just sit down. Let's just watch this. Because I put it in to test it. But I was like, what? I just want to watch the movie again. And he hasn't seen it. And so we sat down and watched it. He had a great time. He actually laughed a lot, like really hard. And his overall opinion at the end is that he genuinely thought it was phenomenally good. Especially for what it is. And I think that's good praise because everything he knows about Sonic is only through his kids, because me and my brother grew up playing the games. Did he wheel out just to grab a goddamn cookie and a different shirt?
Yes.
The fuck?
Anyways, continue.
But yes, if you somehow haven't yet, you really owe it to yourself to check this movie out because it's really, really good. I mean, obviously I'm representing here, but it is genuinely a good movie. It's like, I think this and Detective Pikachu are going to be held up in high regard as history continues. When people are adapting video games to movies, they're going to use those as kind of the benchmark of, well, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
And then others will follow. I mean, and it might happen sooner because we already have a lot coming out. Ones that don't look very promising, like Monster Hunter, but then there's ones that do seem promising, like Mortal Kombat. So who knows? We might see like a Marvel-esque renaissance where everyone starts doing video game movies, but doing them at high quality.
I mean, you know that there is a renaissance in this, or at least Sonic is viewed in such a high regard that people are genuinely thinking that they're postponing the Oscars this year, like just the awards part, because given that Sonic is one of the few movies that actually came out theatrically this year.
It could actually qualify for awards.
Nice. But yeah.
No one wants to say Oscar nominee Jim Carrey.
I mean, are there honestly people who deny that between Sonic and Detective Pikachu, we have the best and probably also the second best video game movie adaptation, period?
I mean, if you don't count Anthony C., who seems to have a weird hate boner for this movie.
Has this review come out?
Some things about the Sonic movies distinct. I've seen some, and I'm talking about it in the review, but few people are going to watch this, so I'm not spoiling that review. The big thing I know, like when I got out of the theater originally, was one of the things that people would not shut up about was the Olive Garden product placement. Which, first of all, if you've ever watched an Adam Sandler movie, is not even the most use of product placement in a movie. Because, let's see, A Crazy Nights, where they literally just list every chain in the restaurant in 2 minutes. Or Jack and Jill, where they have several Pepsi logos facing the camera when they're sitting in a theater. Or, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Pepsi, it was Coca-Cola. I should know. I represent Coca-Cola. But, you know the scene. I mean, the most ridiculous scene about that is no one holds their popcorn sideways. No one does that. But they do if the Coca-Cola logo's on the side and you need it to be aimed at the lens. But I talk about in the review, the Olive Garden thing, there's like articles, people are like, oh, this movie's obsessed with Olive Garden. The movie is trash because of the Olive Garden product placement. And I'm thinking, first of all, product placement helps fund movies' productions. In fact, to put it this way, I said, if we're going to use product placement as a crutch against the film's overall quality, well, I guess E.T.'s not a good movie because of Reese's Pieces, and I guess Home Alone's not a good movie because of American Airlines.
Yeah.
Like, that's product placement. It's about how you utilize it and how much of it is in the film.
I mean, they're treating it like it's Mac and Me or whatever, where Coke was literally the life juice of these aliens.
Exactly. But in Sonic, not only is Olive Garden only mentioned twice in the entire film, it's the setup to a punchline near the end of the film. See, Max, for once, is not dumb. He understands and agrees.
That's the biggest compliment he's ever given you.
I mean, relatively. I'm too dumb to know. I'm too dumb to notice that it was product placement. I just considered it a joke.
But see, the thing is,
we don't have all.
Actually brings up the Krispy Kreme in Power Rangers. Yeah, that one borders on, as someone who saw the movie. Yeah, that one's a little iffy because it's literally like a plate. The whole Deus Ex Machina or whatever the Power Rangers movie is underneath the Krispy Kreme. It gets a little silly and kind of pushes. I still didn't find it awful, but I was like, okay, yeah, Krispy Kreme probably really pushed for that. Oh, don't forget Zillow. Oh, Zillow, which I counted, is only on screen for 3 seconds. And if you actually look carefully, the home, what do they call it? The person, a real estate agent. The name of the real estate agent on the Zillow page says Amy Rose. So not only did they throw in another thing that was obviously paid for, they still threw in a little nod for fans to be cautious of. And another thing people kept shitting on was like, "Oh, Sonic flosses in the movie. Why is he flossing?"
Did somebody say Sonic flosses?
He's a kid. He's a literal kid.
He's literally a kid. It's like I remember this happened when the Shazam trailer came out, and they had Shazam flossing, and the first comment was, "Why is he flossing?" And someone said, "He's 15."
Yeah, exactly. He is literally a kid being raised on Fortnite. Of course, he is flossing.
Yeah, and let me just say, when it comes to stuff like people mentioning Zillow and Olive Garden stuff. People just want to find reasons to fucking complain.
Yeah. Because
the other complaint I hear with a lot of other movies, or, those people who think that CinemaSins is actual film critique, they get mad when they have, like, parodies of websites, instead of Google, it's Looky Up or something.
Yeah.
We make fun of films when they don't have real life products in a world that's supposed to be like ours, but yet when we do, it's shilling.
We do get real life. Like, the best way I could put it, David F. Stanberg, I think his name is, the guy who directed Shazam. There is a great video he did where he never outright says it, but the whole video is him dissecting why CinemaSins is terrible for both film viewing and like film analysis and criticism, because he talks about things like there's like a scene in the original Shazam where when they're in the mall and Shazam is having difficulty flying and there's people around at the mall, and he talks about the setup of the scene like and this could be your last day of shooting, you could be running out of money and you just don't have the time. He like goes into all the stuff as to why a scene ends up the way it ends up, and then he ends it with a CinemaSins tell. He's like, this person in the background is clearly not surprised by a superhero trying to fly. Sin 1. And it's like, yeah, because that's just an extra who we didn't have time to fix in post, and we only had so much time before the film has to be in the can. So it's a really great video. I recommend you guys go look up his YouTube channel.
Can you provide a link to the video? Then I put it in the description down below.
I most likely can.
Thank you.
Bit, but
we'll just do it. We'll do it. We'll do it later, but it will be in the description.
Yes.
Absolutely. But outside of that, the Sonic movie is great. I love it. You could call me whatever you want, biased, a shill, whatever the fuck.
I grew up on Nintendo, and I had a fantastic time watching this movie in cinema.
Let me ask you this, Max.
Yes.
Is there a video game movie you like that may be objectively bad? It's got to be one.
I mean, the two which I hold in high regard are Sonic and Detective Pikachu, both franchises I have
you don't
no...
have soft feelings for the Mortal Kombat movies or anything.
They are cheesy as fuck, but I love it's the ironic love. They are cold and stupid.
Great. Like, we don't talk about Annihilation, but the first one is pretty good. Like, in my honest opinion, I mean, it's like compared to what it's sourced from, it's pretty good.
And we pass this on to the chat. So, yeah,
hey.
if there's that, because that will be discussed in Chris's video, because I helped with that part.
Yeah.
But just to say before we move on to Max's media or any last thoughts, the discussion of the whole Sonic movie's quality and stuff, I've seen to a much bigger extent when it comes to Scoob, is that, and I know you and I have had discussions about this, Chris. It seems like people don't want to have fun with movies anymore.
Yes. Unfortunately, it seems like that's the predisposition, and I'm a little irked by that.
And it's not, this is not being blind positivity or anything. We can have discussions about if there's...
Scoob had some flaws, but overall I thought it was fun.
It did, but like Scoob and Sonic and Detective Pikachu, these kind of movies. And then you can expand it to something like Godzilla and everything. There's certain times where people don't gauge their expectations to enjoy something from a fun level. I've seen actually people who do animation critique on YouTube and stuff complain about this for themselves, is they feel like they lose their ability to enjoy something on I have fun level because they feel this innate need to be critical. And I don't know if that's a thing that has grown from internet culture, because we have everything at our fingertips and we could share our opinions so quickly, and it's just being heightened with the fact that we're all home. Or if this is just some kind of feeling of pretentiousness that has grown because we are in this era where so many of our movie ideas are based off stuff that was in our childhoods or from video games and source materials that are not viewed as highly as, say,
you said earlier, as like, channels like CinemaSins, where people have now looked at films like, tropes and cliches are inherently they view it as like, that's a flaw against the film, when in actuality, tropes and cliches are the foundation of storytelling.
Try to make
it's the equivalent of being mad at a tree because there's bark on it.
Yes, but try even to make a trope-free movie. How would this even look?
It wouldn't be a movie. It'd be someone standing.
It can't be anything.
Exactly.
You can't tell a story, because the thing is, all stories come from other tales. Superman comes from Hercules. Friggin' Death Note has connections to Jesus and the Bible. Like, people take from so many different story elements. It's just strange to me when people like the best way I can always look at it, and what I try to do at my channel, and hopefully a lot of people you watching, and easily Chrissy, when you see a movie, especially if it's a movie maybe you're really excited for. Let's take Scoob, for example. Like, Chrissy, I knew, was stupid excited for that movie. We all know her love for Scooby-Doo, so we know what her expectation, quite high. So my perspective is always look at everything media-wise as if it's new. Because everything that might be cliche, done to death, or tropey to you is a brand new experience for different people. Because, to put it in a perfect example, I have a niece, like a 3-year-old niece. Scooby-Doo is like her favorite thing right now. And she gets a new Scooby-Doo movie, like a full 3D movie. She loved it because it was Scooby-Doo. She, like, all these things I see that are so trivial. She didn't care that it wasn't Matthew Lillard. She didn't care that Blue Falcon and Captain Caveman were shoehorned into it. It didn't faze her. It was just a new Scooby adventure. That's all she cared about. And that's really what I think people need to look at, is look at it as if this is a new experience. Like, Sonic is full of things I've seen in other movies. But guess what? That's the greatest thing I took away from seeing that movie in theaters was I was seeing kids who were all happy Like this was their new thing. I saw kids like running and going fast, gotta go fast, and like, oh my god, that's a new generation of Sonic fans. Like this is their start, and that's how it needs to be seen. Don't want to trample over you, but that's how.
Oh no, that was. I mean, this is your media. I was just adding to it.
She was stopping over you.
I actually forgot. She's very good at switching gears, and I thought, oh shit, did we move back to her? Oh yeah, honest trailers. Fuck honest trailers.
Yeah,
fuck honest trailers. Fuck
and
Cinema Sins. I'll use this as a way to say here. Listen here. Fuck Doug Walker. Fuck Cinema Sins. Fuck honest trailers. Fuck Jeremy Johns, and fuck Screen Junkies. Those are 5 off the top of my head. Go fuck yourselves, you pretentious fucking cunts. Max, what's your media?
What's my media?
Wait, before we get... Did we have any of those people on our prospective guest list? Because we know what episode to not show them. Oh, is Sequential Art going to be your...
No. But while we were on the topic, I love this one.
Dude. Oh, that's a very wholesome.
It's so wholesome.
It's just the 2 adult characters watching Sonic and they feel like kids again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there also is a transformation back. They run home and then they are like... It's a comedy one after all. But yeah, as a segue from this webcomic talking about Sonic, let's move on to my media, which happens to be a webcomic, because I literally, and I brainstormed with Denim before, have not touched on any new media this week that I have gone far enough in that I can talk about properly, except for this one, because this one I'm more than halfway through and it's ongoing, so even if I would have caught up, it would be still in the middle of things. So, Unordinary. So for the first 20 chapters or so, I was like, I don't know what to think about it. This is so weird. I don't know. And I honestly still don't know what to think about it, but the plot has sickened.
Well, what's it about?
That's probably the point, but I first wanted to set the scene for what the emotions are you have to expect. So I would call this fucked up My Hero Academia. So we are in a world where or the majority of people have superpowers, and if you don't have superpowers, you are basically labeled a cripple. However,
I'm remembering you telling me about this in Vegas.
I haven't read this in Vegas. I started reading this like 2 weeks ago.
Didn't you tell me about one where if you use your powers, you automatically become evil?
Oh, that's Reckoners. That's an audiobook series I listened to and finished, which is... But no, it's not like My Hero Academia, because My Hero Academia, the entire setup of the world is that nearly everybody has superpowers, which is the same in here. Reckoners is still is generally this what if superheroes are evil thing. So yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So like The Boys.
Yeah, kinda. Which was funny, because we also finished The Boys around the same time where I listened to the Reckoners, and I was like, those tropes keep repeating each other. Yeah. No. With Unordinary, the thing is like, and I'm still not sure if it's supposed to be a deep metaphor or not. So the more powerful you are, the higher you are in the hierarchy, and whoever has a lower power needs to basically bend over for you and shit. So is this a metaphor for people who have more social power or whatnot, and they can trample on everybody else? But I don't think that this comic is so deep. It's just like I'm trying to find some deeper meaning how this world is supposed to function that they create, because it's a fucking miserable world. Nevertheless, even so, this is probably not Japanese, because it's on Webtoon, which is not a Japanese site. So even so it looks manga, it's not really manga. I don't know, I haven't really researched the author behind this particular one. But nevertheless, it takes place at a high school, because why not? And our protagonist is good old boy John over here, who is a very strange guy. He is at this elite school, and as we established earlier, power means you are higher in hierarchy. So on this elite school, there are all those high tiers running around with their powers, and including this charming girl, Serafina, who is even God tier. Yes, they have a tier that's called God tier in this world. If your power level is above 5, I believe you are God tier. Or was it above 6? I don't know.
This sounds like OKKO more than it does My Hero Academia. Because in OKKO they have these things called POW cards with levels on them, and it can go up to level 10, and then 10 is like you're a super God tier hero.
Sounds similar. I haven't watched OKKO, so I cannot say. But yeah, so you have this guy, John, who is a cripple, so he has no powers. He has a 1.0, basically. But he is still going around and being very not bending over for everybody. And when he gets involved in shit where everybody's like, one mid tier bullies another low tier, and he actually gets in between it, because like, in this world we established where cripples are basically having to bend over to survive, we have a cripple who gets involved. Like, what the hell? So he's a weirdo, which is like what kept me so irritated for a long time. But he's also the protagonist, so you know there's some shit going on. And if you follow just somebody who fits into society, there would not be a story.
Yeah, Odie's right. You're just describing a caste system and then protagonist.
Yes, but the caste is literally built on power, like physical superpower.
That's still a caste system, just with more steps.
Yes, it is. It's a gradient caste system. The higher your number is, the more you can punch down. And you can get away with this shit. But yeah, so then we get like all kinds of shenanigans thrown in there. So he is basically this different thinker, and there's this book named Unordinary, which basically suggests the idea like, hey, if you are super strong, help the weaker ones instead of trampling on them. And these dangerous books which causes some of the high tiers to become superheroes, but not in the My Hero Academia sense. They are the outlaws, they are the vigilantes. And they get murdered for being superheroes. Exactly. I'm still not. It's intriguing. At this point, I'm invested in the characters, especially since by now there's a cast of more than just those two characters. You get to know, and you get more layers for the individual characters, and you learn some of the secrets and backstories and whatnot. So I'm invested at this point. But I still don't know what to think about it. It's drawn well, so the drawing skill. I mean, from the first page onwards is basically on this level of drawing, all color, all everything.
Why don't you just share a page?
That's the thing I could do, I guess. How many? Where's page 1? Yes, where's page 1? Now I'm very. Bloody hell, how do you start this fucking shit? I have it on my app. On the app, it's a lot easier to read. Wait, I have an idea. Everybody careful.
I just had an office moment of staring into the camera. Wow, that's so well drawn.
I know, right? How can I go back to chapter 1?
I'm sorry, you just picked the best.
Why don't you look at the URL, find the corresponding number, and change it to 1?
Hey, that's a good idea. Let's try that. Hey, what do you know? It worked.
You idiots.
I know, right? Yeah, a lot of black and white. Unordinary. Uru-chan. So maybe it's Japanese after all.
Who do you think would not like this?
People who want to have a more straightforward story that doesn't have a world that's built that you scratch your head the entire time. Like, how could this work? Like, I'm not a guy who has a hard time suspending my disbelief, but I kept constantly like looking at it and was like, how the fuck does it here? They start with their superpowers, a fight, and basically blast through walls. Okay, this happens on the second page. But yeah, in the school, they just blast through walls.
Over cake?
Yeah, they are fighting over cake.
That is what I absorbed from this story.
Yeah, and it's...
That's the selling point.
That's the selling point. They are literally fighting over cake, and they are actually the two of the highest. By now I know this because I have read on. They are two of the highest ranking, and therefore most powerful students on the entire school, and they just fight over a fucking piece of cake on the first page. Hooray!
I mean, I guess if that is not the
selling point,
that doesn't just rope you in immediately. Maybe you'll.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, since it's for free, that's a great thing about my media. They're often for free. No,
That's true.
I would say check it out. Read a handful of pages and see if you also want to dig down into the mystery and into the world that it offers, because it's a more cynical world than My Hero, for example. You get invested, let's put it like this. Who is it not for? Anybody with problems with suspension of disbelief, who is not into this kind of superhuman genre in general, then yeah, I guess it's pretty obvious.
And you can see what the aesthetic is from here. So if you're not into that aesthetic, then it's not for you.
True. And besides that, if anything so far made you like curious, like, okay, I didn't understand any of this rambling synopsis this idiot did. I want to check it out for myself. Then I leave this link in the description down below. And with that,
I'm not yawning out of boredom. Your voice just sounded like how you do when you yawn, and I did it, and I have that. So, before we get to the questions, a sign of that you are very connected to a person and that you are a very empathetic person is that you yawn around that person if they yawn. Shouldn't have given that information to Max, because let me tell you.
It doesn't work if you fake the yawn, Max.
No, it
Look
works
at her. Look at her.
It's just the sound. It's just the sound. This poor Intuos tablet's gonna break one day from me punching the table in mock anger. Anyways, I have Twitter and Discord up.
Denim. Denim yawned too.
Aha. Well, yeah. Anyways, so from Twitter first.
Wait,
J-Rod,
wait, you are on Twitter now?
I have both.
Yes.
I can actually read through things faster because
Fine.
We'll be here all day if you do it, Max.
It's very true.
I don't care what the fucking Twitter poll said. You are the more chaotic one of us two. And even after Salty DK Dan, thank you again for being a guest, Eric. You were so sweet. After we were done with the cast, I texted him being like, believe it or not, the audience thinks I'm the more chaotic one. And he was like, LMAO, really? So yeah.
What's our questions?
Anyway, yeah, JRog1989 says, for all three, what is your favorite ghost story and why? I guess favorite spooky story. See, the thing is, when I think of spooky stories, at least of the more modern age, because my whole span of horror literature is Stephen King, and then the rest of it of internet horror. Because I would argue horror literature got a huge boon once the internet age came to be. So I would say, favorite story that involves ghosts or haunting will probably be The Shining, like the classic book. I think that has a great building suspense of the supernatural eating away at one's mind. Of modern stories, there's a lot of good stories on r/no sleep that I really recommend people read. That is an amazing Reddit for short horror stories that are completely published from the internet. They have these little feelings of realness to them because they're supposed to be this is why I have no sleep and all this, and they're really fucking good. So my whole answer is the r/no sleep Reddit.
Link down below if you cannot type in r/no sleep by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, what about you two?
I guess I cannot.
Don't say Cabin
I
in the
just wanted
Woods.
to say, I guess I cannot get away with Cabin in the Woods because it's not really a ghost story
How
at
often
all.
does he mention Cabin in the Woods?
No,
Every time a horror thing comes up, he mentions Cabin in the Woods.
It's my favorite horror movie. So, if people keep asking for our favorite horror movies every year around Halloween, and I haven't changed my opinion, it will still be the same movie.
My favorite ghost story is the ghost that kills people, that puts up spoilers the day of release of something. That ghost is just very dormant right now.
Yeah.
Coming for all you She-Ra fucking spoilers. Anyway, sorry.
Exactly. Let's not even.
I went into tunnel vision there. Sorry, but come on.
Ghost stories.
Chris, why don't you stall?
Yeah. He's also thinking.
I guess well, they're scary stories, and I believe there are ghost stories in them. I recommend Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, the original books.
Oh, is that the one with the creepy illustrations?
Oh yeah.
I think Guillermo del Toro did a movie last year.
He produced. Yeah, I saw the film in theaters. It's actually pretty good. But I do recommend people, if you haven't. I mean, they were still popular when I was a kid. But I would recommend people read those stories. They're quite good and quite scary.
You know what? The Frighteners. It's
Okay.
a story very specifically about ghosts. I'm not sure, is it even based on a book or is it actually a movie original story?
I don't recall. I own a copy, but I don't remember where.
Frighteners, let me look it up.
Yeah,
With
but yeah, I mean, it's literally a story about ghosts. It's very centric about ghosts, not just, oh look, there's a ghost in the background in this general horror setting. So yeah, I would say that's the one that first came to mind, which means something, I guess. Next question.
Let's see. Okay, 9 reasons to fuck off asks. Now I want to know the 9 reasons, Wolfhead. You can't do that to me. Have you ever stopped to watch a blue bird fall from a tree and take to the air? Me neither. What's your favorite comedy song? I know what my favorite comedy song is. One More Minute from Weird Al Yankovic is my favorite comedy song of all time. And it's one of his B-sides. Like, not a lot of people point that one out, but it's essentially just this anti-love song where he says that he would rather, like, put an ice pick between his toenails and all this stuff instead of spending another minute with this lady. And it's the funniest fucking shit because it has like that doo-wop, like barbershop quartet background and just him.
I think it's almost a cliche in and of itself to mention Weird Al as a favorite comedy song. But I mean, one I listen to a lot is Your Horoscope for Today because it's perfect because it's a ska song, but it's also got really funny lyrics because of how basically he tells you horoscopes that almost tell you nothing. Like, my favorite one is always, the stars predict tonight you'll wake up to a bunch of stuff and then go back to sleep. Which is my favorite
I don't
line.
tell Weird Al as a cheating answer because he has range. Not all of his songs are parodies, which is what makes it work.
I think the funny thing is both the songs you mentioned are not a parody of a specific song. They are a parody of a genre.
Parodies, mostly.
Yeah. So it shows that he's not just a one-trick pony of like, oh, he just makes parodies of popular songs. No, he has range, and in fact, some songs aren't even parodies.
It's not real. Dare to Be Stupid's not even really a parody of one specific.
No, it is. It's a homage to Devo.
Well, yeah, but Devo is more than one song. Devo as a group.
Well, yes. Devo as an aesthetic, yeah. Kind of like how Close But No Cigars is a homage to Cake.
That one's just a good song. But, okay, we stalled enough time to you, boy.
Do songs from Avenue Q count?
Well, they're funny, so...
They are from a comedy, so, yeah, I guess.
I mean, Book of Mormon would count, too, so...
Yeah, but Avenue Q, everybody's just a little bit racist.
That one is a really good one.
Yeah, and it's so true. It's so fucking true.
I was expecting him to go with
Schadenfreude. Oh, also great one. I mean, this entire show has.
Schadenfreude is too obvious for him.
Internet is great for porn.
That's also a good. See, if I had to go with an Avenue Q song, I would go with the Money song actually, because the whole meta joke about it is great. Because they actually collected money during that performance of the song every night, and it would go to like the Broadway AIDS Foundation. So it just makes it even more funny to me of meta like panhandling to an audience.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. We're getting through these. Let's see if there was anything else on Twitter.
There was one second one, I believe.
There was a second one. Such a bright and happy answer. Real talk for all. What's your best method for relieving stress and/or anxiety?
Video games.
God, you're fun at parties. Video games.
I guess so. Yeah, just chilling out with a video game, maybe on watching something on the couch, but yeah.
Vegging out, basically.
Self-love.
If it works.
If it works.
But how do you do it actively? I mean, how do you have anxiety?
Start with a motion like this, Max.
This self-love. Okay, I was actually thinking more metaphorically, but
no.
Now I know. Also, I find this
medication?
very. Oh.
What? I had to. Oh, okay. I can see from the corner of my eye both of you with that little like. Like Chris's was just and yours was a full like.
I mean,
really.
it's an accurate statement. It's just, man, it's a downer.
The question's a downer.
And I tried to give it an uplifting answer by saying jerk off.
Okay, well, I'm the one wearing the black turtleneck. I'm the one wearing the black turtleneck right now. Do you think I'm going to be the source for sunshine in here?
No, you look like you carry a Nikon.
Anyways, next question.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, here's one from Furious Gamer. If you could make any movie universe a reality, what would it be? And theirs personal was Ready Player One.
So like a pre-established movie univere that didn't
so like a universe with its technology, its lore, its rules.
But wait, may I just point out? So Furious Gamer would go for Ready Player One, so he can go from this very sober reality into just virtual reality.
I mean, the technology of Ready Player One is very tempting.
It's true.
But let's see. I mean, I don't want to. My mind automatically went to universes where people all have superpowers, because that would be awesome. But no, I'm actually going to go for. Yeah, I'm going to go for one of two. One, Hanna-Barbera universe, so animals can talk. And every time you run away from something, there is music accompanying you.
And you can magically teleport between doors in a hallway.
Yeah.
That's also part of it.
Oh man, that would be awesome! Or a somewhat grounded universe, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where I could talk to just a random audience and no one thinks I'm weird.
That's just YouTube.
Oh my god. Can you imagine Ferris
living...
Bueller as a YouTuber? That would be great.
I could. He basically was.
Yeah, but just without
He had
YouTube.
a computer.
Yeah. Oh, what was that? It's like, yeah, my sister got a car and I got a computer. Talk about being born under a bad sign. Don't get me started on Ferris Bueller. I've watched that movie. If I wasn't watching Kimmy Schmidt, I was watching Ferris Bueller. But I would love to live in a world of Ferris Bueller where I could take my friend's fucking convertible and drive around the city and still make it in time to get home before my parents find out I'm sick and I went on this giant adventure and no one asked how I have the money to afford anything that I did throughout the movie.
Well, because there's a cut scene in which he actually stole his dad's credit card.
One of his bonds. I do know this, but they didn't want to do that scene
because it makes him look like an inexcusable asshole.
But look, Cameron is the best character in that movie, not Ferris. Cameron is.
That's a sick BFF.
Yeah, that's his sick friend that like fucking.
I love that you said, "Don't get me started on Ferris Bueller," and we've gotten started on Ferris Bueller.
But no, okay, those are my universes: Scooby Doo or a John Hughes movie. There you go.
Fair enough. I guess the two I would like. I'd like to be in a Muppet universe because everything would be happy, full of songs and good times, and it would just be so nice, so comforting, like wearing a comfortable clothes. And the other is more chaotic. I'd like to live in the Godzilla universe just so I can be witness to some of that awesome destruction from afar. You know, the most disappointing thing about 2020 so far is that he hasn't risen from the depths yet to help us.
It's coming. It's coming. He's waiting till the murder hornets evolve enough to be a true challenge.
I just wanted to sue. What would he do? The infection is in people. Blast everybody who is sick?
Have you not watched the Godzilla movie, Max?
I have watched this one with the P. Diddy soundtrack.
Wheel out of frame. Wheel out of frame right now. You disgust me. You are a shameful person. What's the next question, Chris?
Hey, I haven't even answered yet.
You don't deserve an answer after that.
No,
and I wanted to live up to Chrissy's challenge of not picking a superhero universe.
Come on, there has to be a universe that's
I wanted to live up to the challenge, so I have an answer. So, I am furry scum, so BoJack Horseman, where it's completely a-okay to have those andro people and
why do you choose BoJack, where interspecies is okay, but not Zootopia, where everyone's already a species and it's okay?
But there are no humans, so I would have to then be a ferret or something?
You just said you're a furry, innately meaning you're not a human.
What? No.
Furries. That's otherkins.
Yeah.
If you identify as an animal, truly you're an otherkin. Furry is just you like anthropomorphic creatures.
Yeah.
My thing is that the anthropomorphic creatures in BoJack are not exactly attractive looking.
Because the entire art style is not attractive looking. But if this would be the real world, either this would be the norm.
Horrified.
Either it would be the norm, or it would look nice. One of those two things.
Or
it would be normal.
With human hands.
Yeah.
So does BoJack have a human-sized penis or a horse-sized penis?
It got never specified.
I mean, he weighs the size of an actual horse. Like, he says in the show that he weighs, like, a few tons, like an actual horse does. So, we are not... we're not getting into Ferris Bueller, and we are not getting into BoJack Horseman's dick size. Next question. Back to... Let's see.
There's nothing left on Twitter.
I know. Here's one from 9 Reasons to Fuck Off. Only because both of these questions from Wolfhead today were great. We can all agree that Karen is probably the worst name of 2020. I don't see mothers naming their kids that anytime soon. But in your opinion, what is a close second to Karen in terms of bad names? I have a great one.
Oh?
This was actually from Kimmy Schmidt. There was a whole thing where Titus was dating someone who had a baby, and he named the baby Linda, and the whole B plot of the episode was Titus being like, no, Linda is a weird name to give to a baby. Like, because Linda is such a, I think they said that Linda is the name of that person in HR or like in accounting. that Linda's not a child's name. And all the other Lindas were like, oh, I didn't start calling Linda until like my life started falling apart. I would be nicknamed Lulu or Linda or like Linda's just my middle name. So it's just, I guess Linda kind of wins. I wouldn't want to be a baby named Linda. I had to be a baby named Christine. That was bad enough.
Why is that bad? It's close to Chris.
Christine is just, look, my name is Christine Marie. It's such a old person name. Mm-hmm. Christine Marie sounds like the woman who skips her pills in the nursing home because she thinks that they're trying to put her under some kind of sedation, or else the white men are going to come and put her into the home again.
Well then.
Anyways, you guys.
A name that comes close to Karen.
And just bad. What's a male equivalent of Karen, actually? Gary?
Ooh, Kevin. Kevin is my answer. Kevin.
Oh, poor Kevin McAllister. It's not his fault. What about Keith? Keith kind of sucks.
Oh,
yeah, from Try Guys. I forgot. Okay. Well, of course you won't get it. You're not cultured. What? Or Kermit. Anything that starts with guy names that start with K. Except Keanu. Keanu's a good boy.
Trying to think of some really awful names for someone that you just don't want to deal with.
Come on, there has to be like just a name that you think when you think of an annoying person.
Kyle.
Kyle.
It's the case. It's really the case.
K.
Karen, Kyle, Kevin.
Wait, K. Moving on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay, next question. See, I'm also just gonna say it's any name that starts with a K sound, which why it also sucks to be someone with a C in the beginning of their name because it's such a violent beginning of a name.
Chrissy.
Like Chrissy or Karen. Like it's just hard. It's like why saying cunt is so satisfying. It's just that beginning syllable. But like Max. It's just such a but yeah, but no. Okay, let's see. What's a good one? Okay, Mr. Joe Mule has a good one. What food or dish would best represent you as a person?
What food or dish would best?
I already know my drink because we've had this conversation. But
I think it'd be more interesting if you decided that for me, Chrissy.
I mean, do we go like clockwise and see what?
It makes more sense for the other person to assign a food based on how they perceive you, as opposed to because you perceive yourself differently, obviously.
I mean that. Yeah, that's true.
I'm afraid of Chris has to pick me. Well, which direction do we go?
I guess I'll decide you, Max. You can decide Chris, and Chris can decide me. We're going clockwise.
That works.
Okay.
Okay, Chris, what am I?
I'd say a nice Chianti.
That's a drink.
Oh.
Aren't we?
Why?
Aren't
No,
we
it has
food?
to be food. It has to be food.
Hey, food, drink, it all goes in the same stomach.
No, you have to pick a food.
Fine, how about fava beans to go with the key?
Why am I the serial killer meal? Explain.
I'm trying to think of something like nice and fancy.
Yeah,
it's like a good Italian dish.
I am a
You know what? You are a cannoli.
I mean, I appreciate it. Is it because I have a hard shell outside, but inside I'm a little bit too sweet?
Yes.
Why is that? Here's the thing. That's always something of the answers. Most answers when people associate me with a food or drink is that I'm nice, is that it's nice, but it's a little too sweet for its own good. We've had the same conversation with me being pink lemonade. Okay, so I have to decide this for Max. I don't want to give you pizza, but pizza's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of you.
He's liverwurst.
No, he's not liverwurst. No. I'm going to say that Max is pizza.
Why is he pizza? Because he cuts it with a fork and knife?
No. The way of eating it is not synonymous with what it is. No, I would say pizza. I would say pizza because he's a lot of parts that come together to make something really great. Even though on paper, a lot of these parts are okay by itself. I'm saying that you are a well-rounded person.
And then sometimes they put pineapple in there and fuck the whole thing up.
And it's tasty. Well, I guess
I'm not contributing to that.
So I guess it's up to me.
Yes.
Come up with something for our lovely guest.
Yes. Wait, you said lovely? Oh, I need to revise my answer. No. Nice bucket of sweet popcorn, because first of all, you are movie. But with some of those goddamn salty popcorns that ended up in the sweet thing. You grab in there, you want to have some nice handful of sweet popcorn, and you have this one salty one that mixed in there. Salty on its own, different debate. But yeah, because every now and then you deliver stingers.
You know what? That's actually a really good analogy for you, Chris. I'm not going to lie.
I'll take it.
That if you were on the dating game back in the 60s when it said like what flavor ice cream you are, that's a good one.
Yay!
Claps in the chat, everyone. Max did a good.
Yay. For once.
It's true.
Okay.
See, there was the salty part again. There was this one salty one in between in this nice sweet ensemble.
And chat, you can tell us what you think I am. Not these other two. I'm the one who's most interested in your interpretations of me. How many of them are going to be desserts? Is my question.
I'm a YouTuber.
Are you ashamed that you're a snack?
I'm the whole damn meal, and you will respect that.
You're the whole damn bakery.
No, it's just the thing of like, as I'm searching for the next answer, next question. Most people associate, because I ask these kind of questions because I'm bored. Most people associate me with desserts, and I don't get why. I don't think I'm that
sweet.
What?
Colorful, sweet, that kind of stuff.
I think I'm a very
Radiate
savory
dessert
person.
energy.
There's more substance to me than my sweetness.
What's the next question?
Oh, chocolate cake.
See?
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe. Oh, wait.
I told you radiate dessert energy.
I radiate dessert energy. You know what? Tweet me desserts at Cosmic Keyframe. Anyways.
Now, whenever you go to a convention again, all they're going to give you are desserts.
Please don't. Half of the hotels we go to don't have fridges. Okay. Okay, next one, and then we'll do the FMK, because Chrissy's getting tired. Actually, there's two. Okay, we'll do two. Desert Samurai JD says, now that She-Ra and the Princesses of Power has ended, a thought has been haunting my mind lately, and here's the million-dollar question. What cartoon shows that you remember from your childhood that you would want to come back as a reboot done right, and why? For example, I want Mummies Alive to come back as a reboot, because the idea of Power Ranger mummies with giant robots is fucking awesome. That is a very fair point, Desert.
I already have the perfect answer.
But you know what? That's a great question. Also, another reason to say fuck you to the people who put out spoilers for She-Ra the day it released. There's a special place in hell for you. Anyway. But you guys actually have... You guys are the older ones here. You guys have more fuller childhoods. I'll let you guys... I'll be quiet for once.
Hong Kong Phooey. As the first one off the top of my head I want a reboot of. I even know how it would work. Because if anyone grew up with
why don't you give us a little elevator pitch of how you would...
Well, in the original Hong Kong Phooey, I'm forgetting his real name, but the titular Hong Kong Phooey was a janitor, which I would still keep that aspect. That he's a janitor for the police department, and he's a vigilante, superhero. The things I would update slightly is the biggest one for me is I would change Rosemary, because she's a telemarketer in the original, and that's not really a thing these days.
Not a telemarketer. She's a telecommunicator. She's basically like a 911 operator.
The phone operator, which is really not.
And it's Penry. His name was Penry. Penry Pooch.
Thank you, Penry Pooch. But I would change Rosemary to instead be a officer. So she would be, like, in my opinion, instead of the vigilante aspect, he would be part of the force, and she would be basically like his second in command. And she would also be like learning kung fu with him, but the joke being that Hong Kong Phooey, despite being a kung fu master, is not nearly as good as she is, and she's just a beginner. So there would be that
he's
comedy
the number one
aspect.
super guy.
Exactly. And I would change Sarge to being the chief of police. So you'd have like that Beverly Hills Cop, that 80s action, like, damn it, Hong Kong, you're out of line, like doing that whole cliche thing. And there'd be some humor there. And I would get Phil Lamar to play Hong Kong Phooey. That to me is the big one. That I think would be fun. I think with all the Hanna-Barbera reboots these days, I'd like them to redo ones that honestly did not have the shelf life that they should have, because some of these only had like one season. And Hong Kong 3,
13 episode curse, yeah.
Exactly. So I would like to see that.
Okay,
and how about
what
you,
about you, Max?
boy Max?
I'm desperately trying. The problem is all the stuff that I really loved in my childhood has gotten reboots. Like, I was a Ninja Turtles kid. How many million reboots has this show had by now? I haven't been able to catch up with all the reboots. What else did I watch? Like
Treasure Island.
Shut up.
that could be rebooted. We haven't had a Treasure Island show in a long time.
It's true. But then also, what was another one I had just in mind? Damn it. But other rebooted stuff, like, for example, Darkwing Duck. Does it count as already being rebooted as being part of the new DuckTales universe? I mean, it's kind of big.
I wouldn't say so. Just because something is introduced in a universe doesn't mean that it has like a fully developed thing. I still want to see a Chip and Dale show.
Oh yeah.
Well, we are getting one, just not Rescue Rangers.
Well, you know what I mean. I want Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
That's all my answer, by the way.
Gargoyles? But can it be? I don't want to know.
To make you mad, Max. To make you irritated about that statement, Jordan Peele has been trying to get a Gargoyles movie off the ground for a while. He wants to direct a Gargoyles film.
Would this be a reboot then, or if it's a movie, would this count? Okay.
Of course.
Oh,
Typically, if you're readapting something that's been dormant for years, that constitutes a reboot, because you're treating it as if it's new.
Reading Gadget, even though they are still talking Rescue Rangers. I also watched a lot of Inspector Gadget. Now, let's forget about the real live-action movies they did a while ago.
The second movie is a
second
good
one
movie.
is great.
Really? Okay, I gave up after the first. Sorry about that.
As a fan of the cartoon, the second one is brilliant.
Okay,
it's actually fucking good.
I concede. I put it on my mental watch later list. Somebody reminded. Is really the second Inspector Gadget movie is on Disney Plus?
Because they're both Disney.
Oh,
they're both Disney films.
Well then.
Point being, I would love to. You actually stole one of my answers because I was going to say Inspector Gadget, because every Inspector Gadget fucking reboot show sucks ass. I hate the CGI Inspector Gadget show that they had on Netflix for a while.
Oh, I didn't even see this. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness, it's so bad.
How did they keep didn't they do one where Maurice LaMarche played him, which is perfect fucking casting?
I mean, yeah, but that still has the indication that the writing. I think Maurice did the one that had like the kids, but point being,
Bucky O'Hare, such a shitty show, but such an amazing opening theme. Bucky O'Hare. Watch this show just for the opening.
My choice would actually be would actually be one of the old Nintendo cartoons. I would love a reboot of the Legend of Zelda cartoon or the Mario cartoon.
Excuse me, princess.
Huh?
That show's a treasure. How dare you?
I'm not saying that it was bad. I would just love to see a show of the Legend of Zelda, because I really love the character dynamic between Zelda and Link in that show.
Would you agree that what I would love in a Zelda show, I would want a Samurai Jack aspect where Link almost never talks?
See, but that goes against the thing. I like the bitchiness between the two.
I love that Link, but if they were going to reboot it, the first thing people would want is for actors.
A pure news Legend of Zelda cartoon, yes.
Yeah.
But if you're going specifically with the dynamic from the Legend of Zelda cartoon, I would say, unless you made it like the Scotsman and Jack, where one's constantly insulting the other and the other one doesn't talk that much, then no. I just love that dynamic, because Zelda's always either just kind of stoic or damsel, a little bit above Princess Peach, and then Link is just Mr. Blonde Hero Man. I like the kind of snappy personalities they had towards each other. And the thing is, Zelda is one of the Triforce wielders. And I would love to see a show that actually shows her doing more of the fighting and stuff, and having more of an active role. I would love a new Captain N show. Can you imagine how fucking awesome Captain N would be now?
Don't make Mega Man such a make him a cool character like Mega Man is supposed to be.
Was the one that they fucking ruined with I don't know what to do.
I didn't even recognize. I mean, I was a dumb child, but I, for the longest time, didn't even recognize that this was supposed to be Mega Man, and I had Mega Man 2 on the NES. Because
they also made Mega Man green?
Yes, they made him green and such an annoying little gremlin.
And also Simon Belmont.
Yeah, who was basically
They clearly confused Simon Belmont and Dirk the Daring as
or Launchpad. He was basically Launchpad. He even had the build and the jacket for it.
Yeah, but more chauvinistic than Launchpad ever was.
That's true.
The most correct interpretation of a character they did was Mother Brain. And I mean, you can't beat the voice of Audrey 2 being Mother Brain. That's just awesome. If I had a new Captain N cartoon, I still want Captain N to be voiced by someone who does Audrey 2. So the crocodile from fucking Princess and the Frog is the new voice of Mother Brain. But, Captain N or the Legend of Zelda cartoon, I think we are in an age where we have so much new stuff for video games, and it could be
Mother
a lot
Brain
more
is voiced by Titus from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh, yes, baby. Broadway Aladdin voice. The Broadway Aladdin genie. But who's Lance in Tangled, the animated series. But you know what? I think that we're in an age of self-aware humor, and, the people who would make the show have played the video games, have probably watched those shows. That I feel like
it's so many, we had Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, the Mega Man show, Sonic Boom. We've had a lot of TV adaptations within recent year of individual shows. Let's do a show where they're all together.
Yeah, and we could bring back the Nintendo cereal system. One step at a time.
Super Mario cereal, so we're getting there.
But okay, given that we went so long with this, let's go to the Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Yes.
Because it's getting to a later hour. Denim will answer your card game question next episode. Sorry. Okay, but no. From the Jaded but Likeable Boy. For Fuck, Marry, Kill. What a person uses to address their body issues really says something about them as a being. So let's see what you all would use to address those issues with our post-shower session of Fuck, Marry, Kill body conditioners. I think you mean hygiene products. Lotion, toothpaste and mouthwash, deodorant. Be sure to use
4 options.
Well, okay, I guess dental tools.
But if it's Fuck, Marry, Kill, you're only supposed to have 3 options. That was 4.
Yeah, toothpaste and mouthwash are together. He has this as an end. As a team up.
Let's just make this toothpaste. We're going to be fair. Yes. Each have 1. So lotion, toothpaste, and deodorant. Be sure to use plenty of these to keep your body in peak condition, and be sure to have spares lying around in case you run out. Okay. I'd say that we have variety.
I let other people go first so that the obvious answer, that I cannot pick the obvious answer. What happened to me?
You went into the abyss. Chris, why don't you go, our lovely guest?
I cannot.
Fuck the lotion, because we know how that would feel. So there's the first thing.
Yep, that was the obvious answer.
Okay.
Marry the toothpaste because, well, you should always have it.
Okay.
So kill
the deodorant.
Because?
You got soap. You'll be fine.
Okay, that was very pragmatic.
Okay, well, Max, your turn.
Already, I don't have to go against both of you.
I am going last.
Okay.
I will do the tough part.
If you want to. So since I want to go against the trend, so I will not fuck the lotion. I also don't want to marry it because so I guess I kill the lotion because she is the expendable one. Deodorant versus toothpaste. I really don't want to feel the toothpaste down there. So, but then again,
that seems like lotion is chalky. Yeah.
deodorant would objectively be worse for your penis.
I mean, there are different versions you have. It doesn't specify if it's the roll-on or the spray or...
Both sound painful.
Yeah. At least with the toothpaste, you know what you're getting into. Minty.
It's true. And the minty might be positive for might be more positive for others to enjoy.
Dry, Max? Is that your interpretation here?
What?
You ain't
with
getting a rubber?
The deodorant or
fucking the anything?
I mean, with toothpaste, how do you go and dry with something that's basically a liquid?
How do you go and dry with deodorant?
With power.
You can't apply logic to this illogical scenario.
Yes, we can.
No, you can't.
But okay, so which one are you fucking and which one are you marrying?
I killed the lotion. Wait, I guess I stick to my guns. I don't... But this means... damn it, I shared an answer with Chris. I did not go completely against the trend.
I'm going to have to be the powerful, unique one.
I guess
what's your answer?
Yeah, well, but yeah,
you need to finish.
Yeah, I'm marry the toothpaste because I don't want to feel it down there, and I guess I figure out if Chris's first-hand experience about how much deodorant burns down there is true or not.
I mean, one time I saw a copy post on the internet that was about someone who accidentally got a piece of deodorant stuck in their urethra and how much it burnt. So I'll let your mental images paint that picture.
I didn't want us to bring that up, which is why I was trying to do
It's scary that you know. Wait, did I tell you this story before?
Yes! Who else would tell me that? Come on.
I don't know. Actually, I think I told Maeve that story too, and he cringed just as much. That's like impressive.
That this Skype call says Aficionados, Chris.
And I didn't write this title, so it wasn't me who got the name wrong. Just saying.
I typed it really fast. Okay? I typed it really fast, and it was on my phone. Anyways. Yeah. So see, all of these are perfectly fine for me when it comes to the fucking territory, because they are all in cylindrical bottles.
Got the fucking deodorant in the urethra, so fuck you.
But no, I guess I'm not going to go completely unique, because I'm going to kill lotion. I don't use lotion in real life either. Unless you're talking about body wash. I know some people call it body lotion, but no, I don't use lotion. I have naturally soft skin. But I steal it from babies. But no. See, now I'm facing the dilemma, but with toothpaste. Because if something squeezes too hard and a bunch of toothpaste goes up there, it's gonna feel refreshing.
But it's a closer to the real sensation, I guess.
Yes.
That something squeezes out at some point.
Yes.
We lost Chris.
But here's the thing. I feel like there's less chance of a UTI, hospital-grade UTI from sperm than there is toothpaste.
But objectively less than deodorant.
That is...
It's a lesser of two evils. Remember, one is fucking and one is marrying. Marrying does not mean you have to fuck it. You just live with it.
But no, I would marry deodorant. Deodorant is very important. You know how many embarrassing situations are stopped with the power of deodorant?
Imagine you are live on a podcast or something and feel the need to change your shirt because your deodorant failed you. Can you even imagine something like this?
But no one can smell it, Max.
Yeah, but you can see it. And I can say for a fact, and you could probably find these in episodes, there are many times where I wish I had deodorant to marry because I have the same issue with some shirts. Black is a blessing. But no, I would marry deodorant. That just saves me so much embarrassment. Also, I live in a fucking desert. That's actually a valuable thing.
Uh-oh.
Yes?
No, you don't.
Yeah. I live in a desert. I literally live in a desert.
I live in the desert state.
Oh, that doesn't mean that deserts don't exist everywhere else. Just because you live in Arizona doesn't mean that the Sahara doesn't still exist.
What is the temperature?
I don't have the weather with me right now,
What's
dude.
your phone saying?
Okay, my... It's supposed to be fuck, marry, kill, not fuck, marry, weatherman.
By the way, what's the temperature on your end, Chris?
Probably like 90.
Probably. Let Chrissy look it up, but you're like...
98.
Now he has to check.
Yes, I do. Temperature right now, 92. I actually having a pretty good day.
Fuck you. Anyway, speaking of fucking, I'm gonna fuck the toothpaste, because at least that feels close enough to the actual thing. If it's painful, then, well, I guess...
Wait a second. So you said fuck you to Chris, and you're fucking the toothpaste. So are you calling our guest toothpaste?
No, I'm not calling Chris toothpaste.
That'd be a weird insult, Max. Where do you come up with this shit?
In the same place he came up with the title for this show. An awkward place.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Hard work and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.